Comment below if this awakens something in you. If you've ever felt you were in a place you shouldn't be. If you've seen something strange on a deserted road, type "I'm here" in the comments. Because maybe, just maybe, that bus is still out there, waiting for the next one to board. There's something about those routes time hasn't erased. A sort of ghost trail, a cycle trapped somewhere between reality and something else. And the scariest part, these buses don't stop for whoever wants. They stop for those who are vulnerable, those who carry pain, haste, longing, or an emptiness inside. And when you get in, it's like the world moves on, but you don't. This is where most people stop listening. Because up to this point, you could still pretend it's fiction. But there's one detail no one can explain. Toll cameras on a blocked road, yes, blocked for more than 15 years due to landslides, recorded a bus speeding by that same early morning. The sign flickered the same destination, Pueblo Viejo, Route 67. But the impossible thing is that the timestamp was exactly 34 minutes after Marcos's report. How is that possible? How can a vehicle that shouldn't exist on a closed road appear on cameras that shouldn't even be working? He blinked, looked again, but the bus was gone. No headlights, no engine sound, no marks on the wet asphalt, as if it had evaporated. He stood there for minutes, trying to understand if he was hallucinating. But the real breakdown came later. When he got home, opened the glove compartment to store the delivery documents, and found a wet note. The handwriting was shaky, barely readable. It said, "Don't let anyone board anymore." Next to the paper was a boarding ticket. Name, Maria, date, the same night she disappeared. But that town no longer exists. It was evacuated in the 90s after a landslide. Everyone was relocated. The routes were removed from systems. No bus should be heading there. No signs should remain, and yet, there it was. Marcos approached cautiously, wanted to help. Maybe someone had a problem, but when he looked through the foggy windows, he froze. There were people inside, sitting, motionless. The pale faces of each passenger stared at him with unnatural calm. But what made him step back was seeing a girl's face pressed to the glass, empty eyes. It was identical to the missing girl's photo he'd seen on TV days before. Maria. His name is Marcos, a truck driver for nearly 20 years, a tough, skeptical guy used to roads, robberies, accidents, but nothing, absolutely nothing but prepared him for what he saw that early morning. He was returning from a delivery alone on an old road connecting two rural towns. In the middle of fog and cold, his headlights caught a bus stopped on the shoulder. No lights on, no hazard flashers. But the engine was running. The bus paint looked aged, like it was from an old photo album. The most disturbing thing? On the digital sign, faded red letters flickered the name of a destination. Pueblo Viejo, Route 67. What you're about to hear may sound absurd, but if you've ever felt that strange sensation that something is wrong with time, like certain places are trapped in a cycle no one returns from, then listen closely, because no one tells you that sometimes what looks like a simple vehicle is actually a trap. A route that should never be opened, and when it activates, some souls are taken, even without noticing. There are things that, if you see them with your own eyes, it's better to pretend you didn't. Because when you know too much, there's no going back to peaceful sleep. A man saw a bus stopped on an abandoned road. That's it, a bus. But after that night, he was never the same. And what he carries to this day isn't a memory. It's a warning. Comment below if this awakens something in you. If at some point in your life you felt you were in the wrong place at the wrong time, like something was watching you on the road, if this made sense to you, type "I'm here" in the comments. Because maybe, just maybe, that's all the night wants to know. It's easy to think all this is just a coincidence, just another unsolved tragedy. But what if it's not? What if there are routes that don't appear on maps, times that no longer belong to our world, and passengers who never reach their destination? Maybe the night hides more than shadows. Maybe it's an entity itself, hungry for untold stories. What if you were next aboard that bus? Would you realize it in time? The next morning, the police were called. The bus was found in a ravine, toppled among trees and rocks as if thrown by an invisible force. But there was one detail: no bodies, no blood, no clues, only a single partially broken cell phone still ringing. It was a call from Maria's mother, a call made hours after the estimated time of the accident. It made no sense. No one could explain it, and the only question left was the one no one dared to ask out loud. What really happened to those passengers on that forgotten road? From there, everything grew strange. Phones suddenly died. Even the clock stopped working. People who had been dozing woke up panicked, saying they heard whispers, and then a woman began to walk down the bus aisle. But she wasn't one of the passengers. Nobody remembered seeing her in the boarding line. Nobody knew where she came from. She just walked slowly, looking into everyone's eyes as if searching for someone. Her face seemed out of place, like it had been taken from another time. Deep-set eyes, pale skin, almost gray. Maria texted her mother then. "There's a strange woman here." But the message never arrived. The terminal camera caught her entering the bus. Backpack on her back, hood over her head. Some passengers were already seated. Ordinary people, normal faces. The driver was in his place, no anomalies, no suspicion. But after kilometer 43, far from any city, things began to unravel. The bus braked sharply, a dry, frightening sound. The driver claimed to have seen a figure crossing the road. A woman, white in a long dress, walking as if sleepwalking. But no one else saw it. No one got off, no one moved. Everyone fell silent, staring out the window, and saw only darkness. What you're about to hear isn't just a story about a disappearance. It's a warning. Because nobody tells you what really happens on the roads when the world sleeps. When you close your eyes in your seat thinking you'll wake up safely in the next town, but you wake up somewhere else. Or worse, you don't wake up at all. Maria was like any of us. Young, hurried, full of plans, and worn out from simply wanting to get home. She took that same bus almost every week. And that rainy night, even with her mother asking her to wait until morning, she decided to go. "Mom, I'll be there in 3 hours. Wait up for me." She said that with a smile, unaware she was speaking to her mother for the last time. Have you ever felt like something didn't want you to come back home? Like the road, the night, and even fate itself had joined forces to erase you from the world, leaving no trace behind. It's as if the darkness has eyes, and once you step into it, there's no turning back. Maria thought it was just another trip, just another night. But that Friday, when she boarded that bus, no one knew that it would be the last record of her existence.